this is it. This is the holy grail. We have been waiting for this for so long. Alright, what's going on guys, Theme here, and in today's video, I have a commentary for y'all, and we have some big news to cover. It is the long-awaited update, I guess, and Rapbeard has dropped a massive dev diary that we are going to cover in today's video. So, real quick before we get into it, guys, it's 4 in the morning, and I really appreciate it if y'all dropped a like and maybe sub to the channel. If you are new around here, I do post daily, and I really would appreciate it. So, yeah, let's get right into the video, guys. Alright, so I'm going to briefly go over stuff pretty quickly here and talk about the important points. Basically, right here at the start, he just talks about the stuff he brought up on his Twitch stream about the problems, and the community ranked the problems from most problematic to least problematic, basically. So that's what the first bit is here. And real quick, I just want to say, Rapbeard, if you are watching this, thank you so much for taking the time to write this dev diary, and these changes are great, and I'm really thankful for you doing that. And let's get on to the next part. So this first part he brings up here is Jading and Healing, and they talk about, you know, why they just can't get rid of Jade gear, like some people say in my comment section and stuff like that. There are other Jade problems, and they do talk about, you know, the timer here and how they want to fix, you know, incoming and outgoing, and maybe make it not a good stat or just get rid of it entirely, potentially. So I think that's pretty cool. Healing does need a nerf in Wiz. Any school, again, that can heal for an infinite amount, really, and can just win from healing is broken in a PvP competitive standpoint. So I'm very happy that this did happen for PvP. Then right here they talk about how healing outpaces damage and stuff like that, like the damage per pip. And also something they bring up, which I disagree with, is healing is a damage mitigation strategy, just like shields or weaknesses. Now, this is different because shields and weaknesses are 0 pips, and that actually revolves around playing better. But when somebody can just heal over and over and the other person can't, it's kind of an issue. And now you can be like, oh, anybody can heal, right? But if you just want to have a good match and see who plays better and not want to worry about your opponent basically jading and healing 15,000 times and, you know, completely ignoring how good the match could be, that's a problem in and of itself. So I do disagree with the point here, but, you know, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. And they basically talk about the life school identity and how they want it to be good here. Then yeah, right here they said we expect League functionality to allow us just to disable or severely curtail the incoming healing stat. So that is the point I brought up a minute ago. I just wanted to highlight it there. Then they say our second approach to tackling Jade to look at how they use the timer as a win condition, and he'll discuss it here in timer stalling. Real quick here, they talk about PvE and the term PvE in PvP. And they're talking about how it's designed and basically a bunch of like useless stuff here, really. Again, at the end of the day, PvE strategies just shouldn't be that good in PvP. That's just how it is. But they just talk about how it's designed, stuff like that. And they talk about the Rochambeau meta as well. Real quick here though, I just kind of want to look at a point here. I think it's about right here. So they talked about previously before this, the ramps and how they want you to win off of ramps. And basically the point I want to emphasize here is they're really making you focus on Rochambeau and not actual real PvP. Real PvP as in learning about tempo, outpacing your opponent, staying ahead, having better value, stuff like that. You know, is it better to weakness or tower? You know, should I try shield against this guy? You know, is it better to brace or infile? Stuff like that. Should I bubble now or should I hidden bubble, you know? All that stuff is irrelevant with Rochambeau, and they really do make this very bare bones, and I get why. They're doing this to make it a lot more accessible to casual players. They're catering to PvE, their bigger audience, and trying to make PvP seem very simple and be like, oh, hey man, I can do this, that makes sense, but you know, the issue with that is, again, you're going to get these players thinking they're doing something right with their PvE strats and this Rochambeau gameplay, but they don't actually understand the mentality of how to actually PvP, which is an issue. But hopefully, you know, they do something better to incentivize players to actually play the game and understand, you know, the way it's meant to be played. This point right here, you know, I don't want to take all the credit for this, but I mean, this was when I was in the call with Rapbeard and RD. I had lost Griff and Gume there with me as well. And it was kind of funny because they were grilling me and, you know, why I didn't like these PvE strats. And I was like, okay, why does Scales work, but Eye of Vigilance doesn't, right? You don't see anybody using Eye of Vigilance. So I basically brought up, I would like to get my pips back for removing their blades on the blade stack. So that's exactly what happens here, right? We'll just read through it here quickly. One player observation was that while it is straightforward to use Raiding the Scales to counter trap stack, Eye Vigilance did not seem as effective in holding off the blade stackers. We have taken this feedback into consideration and made a subtle but effective change in Eye Vigilance so that the pips generated from the removal of offensive effects, the blades, are returned to the defender. So again, this was my suggestion to them, and I'm really happy that they listened to me. I personally, I literally just thought of this on the spot. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really talk to anybody about this, I don't think, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm very happy about it. Next up, he talks about the drain meta. There's not really much to talk about here. He just talks about how the meta has shifted around drains and, you know, how people were complaining before how drains were bad and now they're too good just because the meta switched up a little bit. And I don't think they're gonna nerf drains. What they did talk about here, where is it at the end, is spells to counter drains. So think of maybe like an infection for a drain. Like you have infection for healing. What if you have a card to do minus 50% on a drain, right? Something like that. I think you guys should expect something like that maybe in the future. I don't think they're just gonna outright, you know, just nerf drains, or if they do, it'll be very subtle and not too powerful of a nerf. Next up, we got timer stalling here. They're removing the timer as a win condition in 5th Age. That is pretty cool. Then they talk about how if you go to timer, both players will be penalized and both players will lose. Real quick, two things. What if somebody is going to be a poor sport and harass me as a streamer? What if they, you know, be a Jade and snipe me and I lose because they're immune and jading, and that's not my fault? Why would I be penalized for that happening to them, right? Or, sorry, for this happening to me. I'm playing the game. I'm trying to market your game. I'm trying to play it the way it's meant to be played. But if I'm being harassed and people think I can't kill them, right? That is a problem. That is a problem, and that is something they should look into. Also, as well, I could see a bunch of the Jades just getting in a call and sniping people. Like, you know, 4 different Jades playing a streamer, and then, oh wow, now the streamer can't queue up, or something like that. And same thing with casual players, man. What if, like, an Ice and a Life, like, you get 3 matches in a row like that, and they all go to timer, right? It's technically the person who heals' fault, right? Because, again, you don't have to heal to win, right, chat? That's a real thing. The Ice isn't sitting there healing, right? It's the Life who sits there and heals. Am I saying Life shouldn't heal? Absolutely not. But I'm saying, right, you need to incentivize players to go for the kill and not just rely on healing 24/7 and then blaming it on the Life School identity, right? You need to incentivize them to actually play the game. So that's just what I want to quickly talk about there. I think it's a cool concept, you know. They talk about legit draws, you know, what's an actual draw and what's like a harassment draw here. But I don't know how we're going to report that, really, to be honest. Maybe you can report the match at the end, you know. Hey, can I report this match? This guy stream sniped me and harassed me. He was immune. This guy was a bad sport. Can I report him for that, right? That could be something cool they could add in. It's like a report PvP system at the end to report what happened in the match. That'd be really cool. Next up here, they talk about the Blade Gambits, basically the exploit that everybody's been calling it for the past month. Storm Scion and Deathgen, basically, the people who did this, honestly, I cannot sympathize for you. You knew what you were doing, you knew what's wrong, and that kind of shows what kind of person you are. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But basically, they're gonna work on it, and they did take a couple of the content creators' advice here, and they are temporarily disabling the Gambits to provide relief to the players, which is good. This needed to happen. It wasn't balanced. Every bad player was doing it. It's good. This is a good change until they fix it, okay? That's just how it is. Incentive, again, we talked about this a lot on RapBH stream. Basically, they have a lot of stuff coming for 5th Age, new incentives, and there should be plenty of stuff there for 5th Age. Steelward, he doesn't really talk about much here. He just talks about how Tower Shield is good, so Steelward is good. But, you know, again, at the end of the day, the issue is if somebody has it and the other one doesn't, that person will win. And there's also another issue where if it's not capped, you know, there's no really incentive to pack it. There's no incentive to strategically use it, really, right? It's just whoever has more steel words wins, or I don't pack it, so I lose, right? So I think the best two ways they could balance steel word is get rid of it, or, which is, you know, they're not going to do that, but, you know, that's one option. Because, you know, a lot of people in tournaments, they ban it because it's just stupid, right? If one person has it and the other one doesn't, you lose, right? And it's just a dumb card, right? But then also, they could just cap it and, you know, I have 4, you have 4, you know I have 4, I know you have 4, let's see who plays better, let's have a good game, right? Kind of like the bubble thing. Make it a skill to keep track with it. And I think that's very beneficial to the game, and it helps people become better and more knowledgeable. So I'd probably lean a bit more to a cap. I know personally I would rock it if they did cap it, but I'm not doing it still. I think I'm the only person, I think I'm the only content creator who doesn't use Steelword still to this day. It's like crazy, bro. A lot of other content creators hated it, but they eventually started using it, and it's so broken, it's not fair if somebody uses it and the other one doesn't, so I'm not gonna run it until they fix it. Like, it's crazy, bro. Deck fills, pre-enchants, he hasn't really talked about much here about, you know, the pre-enchants, and they would prefer doing pacing issues in other ways first before they fall back to pre-enchants. Alright, basically cheating, he's talking about cheating here, basically, right? For 5th Age, they have an eye on people and stuff like that, I would assume, and there are infractions put in place for 5th Age for people who want to cheat, and they're talking about third-party stuff like actual stream sniping. They can't do much, even though they can. I did read the terms of service. Kingsisle basically has a get out of jail free, do whatever they want, freaking Uno reverse card, but they don't want to use it here apparently, so pop off, dude. I don't know, man. So, you know, that kind of sucks, but there are going to be sanctions for people like this, and, you know, they have stuff put in place to detect a person who's harassing and cheating, so pretty good. Looking forward to that for 5th Age. Toxicity and exploits. We're committed to reducing toxicity in PvP and punishing exploits. We will continue to suspend accounts that engage in toxic behavior, and we will continue to close code loopholes that allow exploits in the first place. Great to hear. Pay to win. He basically just talks about, you know, they're gonna make better gear, better free-to-play gear, and the gear audit's coming, and there's gonna be a lot more of a loot pool, and a lot more cool spellments to come as well. Growing the player base, he basically just talks about, you know, how they're making it more noob friendly and stuff like that, and how they're really thankful for everyone, you know, providing feedback and stuff like that. We're very, very grateful for your loyalty and especially for your feedback. We are confident that we are moving in the right direction, not just with respect to the moment-to-moment PvP gameplay, but also with respect to how we communicate with you. Good to hear. How we gather feedback, how we support and grow the game mode. It's our hope and our expectation that 5th Age will be not just a new beginning for PvP, but a new foundation for lots of exciting PvP gameplay for years to come. Let us know what you think. Thanks, Ben Rapbeard Durbin, lead designer. So, honestly, again, we made it this far. I just want to say, 10 out of 10. Dev Diary, Rapbeard, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I think you hit every single point. I'm pretty sure I DM'd him and said, hey man, good job. But very good stuff here, Rapbeard. I think we're also going to look at a couple of other things in this video, because as of me recording this, Atmoplex actually dropped some hot news that we need to check out. Alright, so if you go over to Twitter here, right, today's patch, all shield TC is nerfed by 5%, so it's basically the same as a main deck. So, you know, main deck set shields are minus 70, now side deck are minus 70. Side deck tower is less effective now, it's minus 50%, not minus 55. What I think about the shield change, I don't mind it, don't think it's a big deal. I think it's going to make hitting through shields a lot more better, and I'm all down for that, to be honest. I think that's pretty cool to have, right? Talks about the bans, we already covered that. Guardian Angel banned from PvP. Honestly, it's probably for the better until they figure out how to really fix it. What I think they could do is probably just penalize it, but they don't want to do that, so I guess that's banned for now. And this is it. This is the holy grail. We have been waiting for this for so long. So Heffy has been nerfed by about 80 damage per pip, and I am so happy. This was so long overdue. This was so long overdue, bro. A hidden bubble wide open should not do 1600. That is stupid. So it used to be 425 to 475. Now it's 340 to 420. So the low end, the old low end is this one's high end, and then this low end is more put in line with the other hidden bubbles, basically, kind of. So your hidden bubble enchanted will do about the same as an unenchanted Heffy. So this is probably, you know, a good change. I feel like this would really help Storm Wizards, and there's a lot of other people as well. This was long overdue. Don't worry, guys, fire's not going to be bad. It's just, a school shouldn't be about clicking the same two cards, like Mander Heffy, Mander Heffy, Mander Heffy, over and over. There's a lot more to the game than two cards, guys, right? So don't worry about it. It's fine. But I think that's everything we got to cover here. And also the Eye of Vigilance buff that your boy, courtesy of your boy, you know. So it's good to see, good to see. And I think that's literally everything we got. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, guys, and again, subscribe. I do post daily, and yeah, it's 4:12 in the morning, so I really would appreciate it. I'm tired. I gotta sleep, dude. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow or today or on the next stream, and as always, take care, guys.